Hey there, campers. While we're gathering around the campfire, we just want to let you know we are not what you would call experts. What we do have is a love for researching and discussing the lore of cryptids, creatures,
and an occasional spooky woman that can eat our soul.
So if you are in need of immediate help with the chupacabra in your yard, please consult someone else.
Also, this podcast isn't for kids. These campfire stories can contain graphic and explicit content that may not be suitable for young campers, so listener discretion is advised. Hey campers, my name's Kimmy and I'm here with my co-host Ryan.
Sup, campers? Welcome back to Aloreing, our folklore podcast where we tell you the history of different legends and lore from around the entire freaking world.
Ooh, and I did like your pew pew pews coming in. Just
Yeah,
that's a lot of energy for
sound
this
more in
late at night. That's it. All right. Well, let's get into this. What did you find? Aloreing this
Well,
week?
the people of Instagram demanded it with all the likes that came flying in, and I got the Mothman tattoo. It's right here. It's a little crunchy right now because it's very fresh.
Yes.
So, but it's very nice.
Camp Counselor Mothman
It's
and
so
all his.
good. If you want to see like an actual good photo of it, not just like the 3 pixels from me scooting back, it's on our Discord and our Instagram. Tattoo artist did such a good job, and she was so excited about it, and I was excited.
It's amazing. I love it so much because she took our cute little camp counselor I made and she made it match your other stuff too, which is
Yeah,
what I love. It looks cohesive with everything. And
yeah.
Chef's
She
kiss, amazing job to
I
her.
sent Kimmy just a quick Snapchat because Kimmy's like, "What color is it gonna be?" And the amount of colors she had on the counter, like,
I knew she knew what she was doing because she had the same amount of purple shades
yeah,
that I used to create our camp
yeah.
counselor Mothman.
And she
And I was
used
like,
like all of them
"Queen."
separate, and then she started combining them, and it was very good. She did a great job. Halfway through, she stopped and looked at me. She's like, "This is a lot of purple." I was like, "I know,"
You're like,
but it looks so good.
yeah. It looks it looks clean. It
Very
looks
clean.
fresh.
Yeah.
It's so nice. And I love it so
She
much.
kept saying, "What a cute little guy," the entire time. She was amazing.
That's absolutely adorable. I was there. I was bragging to one of my coworkers. I was like, yeah, I was like, some people may have podcast hosts that like help them do this or go do stuff with them, blah blah blah. But you know what? My podcast host is the best because he got our camp counselor Mothman tattooed on him, and
Yep.
I couldn't ask for anything more.
That's dedication. Yeah.
And then I was joking. I was like, I should tell him we're over with the podcast after he
Yeah.
gets it done. I would feel so bad though.
Yeah.
He would be
Halfway
like, "Wait,
through, I'd have
really?"
told them, and then like, "Could you stop, please?"
Like it's like getting an ex's name, like
Yeah.
a partner's name tattooed, and halfway through it, they're like,
I just have the bottom of the tattoo, then tell them to stop.
"You're like, we'll make it a mermaid or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. We'll figure it out." Oh, I freaking love it. Shout out to her. I can't remember what her ad is. Please go to our Instagram. You guys can see
Yeah,
what her ad
Vault
is and
Tech
go
on
support her.
Instagram, but yeah, she's tagged in our in the actual photo. Yeah, they did
Mhm.
such a good job. What did you find alone this week?
So I went and saw. We had a lot of family stuff, so I Patreons are getting your Christmas letter late, but family mourning is very important, and
Yeah.
I had to take a step away. But in part of family mourning, I was like, hey, I should use the Cricut my mom has with tools she has that I don't have, because I have my own, but she has different tools to make something. I made a. It's kind of hard to see. I made like a camp counselor. Uh, wait. I know how to do this. I have like a paper. Not paper tissue. I made like a glass cup, and it's like Mothman,
Oh, that's cute.
and he like the eyes and the little handkerchief like change colors. So I put
Yeah.
cold water in it to see, and then the back just says like I'm trying to help you guys. Oh, I'll do a post of it later. The Legend of Mothman from the
Nice.
Aloreing campground. So
Yeah.
I just had fun like making the cricket. I don't know what else have
We
I
gotta
done.
put
I've been
that
doing
on
the whole
Instagram
thing.
for our audio listeners.
Yeah, I will. I'll put it on there. That's like my Aloreing thing. Oh, and then the website's finally the way I want it. I finally had like 20 minutes of stress of no stress to work on the website, so it looks cool. I don't know if you've seen it,
I have, yeah.
but it's all like I don't know, you just go to it and you look like you're on a campground. I like
Clean,
have
yeah.
leaf borders and moving images. The newsroom's like a bulletin board that has
Mm-hmm.
like pictures move as you hover over it. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool, but I just like good web design.
No, you did a
That
great
being
job.
said, mobile desktop's the way to view it. Mobile,
Yeah, we're
she's
getting there.
she's she's getting there. She's almost there, but I don't know, just a lot of like fun, creative, like holiday crafts. I guess
Yeah.
kind of holiday craft, just projects I want to do that I've been procrastinating for so long.
Well, if you procrastinate your work too much, you might end
Oh,
up poor. And if
oh
you end
shit.
up poor, you might deal with this week's thing. Cucumbers. That was a good one.
That was
It was a stretch, but we got there.
hey, a stretch still connects. That's all that matters. Oh, it's gonna be one of those episodes. I can feel it already. Iceland during the winter is known to be cold, dark, and beautiful. With blankets of snow covering the mountains and twinkles of stars across the night sky, it looks like a scene from a holiday card. With all this beauty, do be warned, there is a giant creature that lurks in the mountains. This beast is covered in dark fur, has bright glowing eyes, and is a bit of a fashion police. It will come out of its cave during the winter celebrations and snack on anyone who isn't sporting some new seasonal threads. So, this week we will be talking about the mystical Yule Cat, a Christmas creature known to lurk the mountains of Iceland. And if you are watching, you'll see my lovely little kitty Yule Cat illustration that I am quite proud of this one because it
This
is
one's
very
adorable.
adorable. So cute. Definitely made it way cuter.
Yeah, they're just munching on a house, you know?
Just munching on a little house, like a having the time of its
Just a
life,
little guy.
and super cute. You can see it on our Instagram, or you can go to our website and the Loring section. We have a episode guide, which has all the pictures, or like I post it on Pinterest, or the sticker will be in the shop eventually. So just like
Yeah,
check
it's
out
all
our
over.
stuff. It's all over. You'll find it. So with this illustration, you're like, where does this come from? Well, oral tales of this giant kitty spread throughout Iceland during the 17th century, but it wasn't until the start of the 19th century when a famous poem would make this cat's popularity grow. So, according to the legends, the Yule Cat is a giant black cat that only appears on Christmas Eve. It searches for new clothes amongst villager homes and anyone with a new holiday fit. Anyone that doesn't possess a new
Without a
holiday
home.
fit.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll try that again. Sorry, Chris. Please fix me. So it searches for new clothes amongst villagers' homes, and anyone without a new holiday fit becomes its next meal. So now
Fucked
the
up.
question is
Just gonna throw that
You
out
know,
there.
you your opinions have been so strong about this before we recorded, and I'm not going to correct you. I want to let my show notes do it.
All right.
but it's really entertaining because I'm surprised you have such strong opinions
Well,
about this one.
yeah. I mean, my stories, are pretty narrow.
Okay,
So
fair. I just oh, it's good. I just know what kind of episode it's going to be, right?
I come around. We'll see.
We'll see. So now the question is, where did this legend start, or how did it come to be? Well, it's unclear where the origins of the Yule Cat comes from, but the popularity of this ferocious feline really took off because of a famous poem titled Yola Kautora, and it's between like the time period of like 1899 and 1972. So the story originated during the Dark Ages, with the oldest written version of the story dating back to the 19th century. So, though this poem is believed to be what had made the kitty so popular, there are legends about the cat told in passing with connections to a family of trolls since the 17th century. Now, I don't know if you know about these folks, but buckle up. So, Iceland doesn't have a Santa Claus, but they have the Yule Lads. So, like Santa Claus, they are known to give small presents to good children over a period of 13 days before Christmas. But it didn't start out that way. During the 17th century, these trolls would come down from their mountain homes and terrify children into obedience, much like Krampus.
Checks out. Yeah.
And they would drag away the ones who misbehaved or cried a bit too much, which I have a problem with
Oh,
because
fair
I cry
enough.
a lot, and little
Yeah.
Kimmy cried so
Well,
much. So
good thing you're not in Iceland. That's all.
good thing. So anyway, this makes sense to me. Kids were absolutely terrified of the Yule Lads, and this caused so much panic that in 1764 a regulation was issued from the government saying, end quote, the foolish custom, which has been practiced here and there by the country of scaring children with Yuletide lads or ghosts, shall be abolished. I wish I was making this up. So, this led to the Yule lads becoming more holly jolly, gift giving Christmas spirits. Their appearance even changed, so now they were known to wear red coats, red hats,
Mhm.
and even have a white beard. Much like
Well,
Saint Nick.
that's awfully familiar.
Yeah, so they were like, well, we can't make them scary anymore. So we'll make them jolly, but without something to scare the mischievous children into good behavior. It wasn't long until another Christmas spirit would take on this role. Enter the Yule Cat, a giant furry companion of the Yule lads that would punish the naughty children by carrying them away or eating them whole. So the Yule Cat not only helped out the Yule lads during the Christmas season, but it also helped out the ogress Grilla. And I did not look up the pronunciation like a fool, so that's what I'm calling her from this point forward. So great. I want to say it's Grilla. Gryla?
That sounds right.
Grilla. Okay, so Grilla is a hideous troll who is the mother of the Yule lads. In post medieval Icelandic folklore, Grilla is the head of the family and is believed to be the most terrifying of them all. She will also march down the mountainside on Christmas Eve side by side with her pet Yule Cat, eating up people as she goes. She has a crazy appetite for flesh and mischievous children, whom she captures and carries them to her home in her giant sack. We got a lot of Krampus stuff energy
Yeah,
kind
there's a
of going
lot
on
of
here.
matching. I looked it up, by the way. It's just Ela.
Ela.
The
Oh, that's
GR are
delightful.
silent, apparently.
Okay, Ela. Oh, I like that so much better.
Yeah.
Okay. So she takes them in her sack, she goes home, and she will cook them up in her large pot to eat them. Or just keep them like popcorn,
This
just like on
is
the
just
side.
so many combined creatures, just all in like these three things we've talked about already.
Yeah, it's there wasn't a lot about the Yule Cat, so I
Yeah.
really had to see how it was connected with other things. Um, I was happy our Patreons voted for it, but at the same time, I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
there's not enough content. So it's one of those episodes. Da, 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 da. So with these two, Ela and the cat out on the prowl at night, and temperatures reaching 0 degrees Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit, people would stay inside the home so they wouldn't run into these spirits. Now, Ela also has a husband by the name of, I didn't put the pronunciation, so we're going to say Louis. But he is very lazy and just stays at home while everyone else goes out. So he's just kind of there. So now, I do not want to get too much into Ela and the Yule Lads lore since I'd like to talk about them in a future episode, but it is important to note the nature of these trollish family. Plus, it helps explain the cat's more trollish nature as well. So, another important thing is cats also play a major role in local legends. So, in Scandinavian folklore, witches and wizards would manifest creatures known as troll cats for various ingredients to do their bidding. These ingredients consisted of dead man's nails and bones.
Ew.
So, they're a little malicious, a little gross.
Yeah.
But that's her spooky ooky. And now, breakdown of the word, because I really had to stretch out these episode notes. So the word Yokatora breaks down to two words. So Yola means Christmas, and Kotora mean no, not Kotora. Kotor means cat. So it just means Christmas cat is the breakdown of the name.
Okay.
It originates from Iceland and it is so well known. I was only ever able to find like two other names for it. So it's also referred to as the Christmas cat or the Yule cat. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I could find. So it's Ryan's turn to tell you about some stories and some poems. A poem and a story.
Yeah.
This time, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to start with the poem. All right. This is The Yule Cat by Johannes or Kotlum. You all know the Yule Cat, and that cat was indeed huge indeed. People didn't know where he came from or where he went. He opened his glaring eyes wide, the two of them glowing bright. It took a really brave man to look straight into them. You might remember that from the beginning of the podcast. His whiskers sharp as bristles, his back arched up high, and the claws of his hairy paws were a terrible sight. He gave a wave of his strong tail. He jumped and he clawed and he hissed, sometimes up in the valley, sometimes down by the shore. He roamed at large, hungry and evil, in the freezing Yule snow. In every home people shuddered at his name. If one heard a pitiful meow, something evil would happen soon. Everybody knew he hunted men and didn't care for mice. He picked on the very poor, that no new garment got for Yule, who toiled and lived in dire need. From them he took in one fell swoop their whole Yule dinner, always eating it himself if he possibly could. I'm telling you, Kimmy, this cat is a menace.
You know,
I don't know how you're gonna redeem it in the.
Here's the thing. When I grab stuff for your section, I just skim it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I'm realizing that this is saying straight up that it's evil and picks on the poor,
Yeah.
and I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, it not only eats them, but it also eats their dinner before they eat. Anyway.
I may have made a mistake in the Aloreing alignment chart, and I kind of after you tell me.
Well, adding that to the list. If you made this one lawful good. Anyway, let me finish this poem, then we'll get back to it. Okay. Hence it was that the women at their spinning wheels sat, spinning a colorful thread for a frock or a little sock. Because they mustn't let the cat get a hold of the little children, they had to get something new to wear for the grown-ups each year. And when the lights came on Yule Eve and the cat peered in, the little children stood rosy and proud, all dressed up in their new clothes. and shoes, or something that they needed. That was all it took. For all who got something new to wear, oh, I accidentally muted myself. I'm going to go back a little bit because I think I muted myself on accident. I pressed the wrong button. Okay.
It's okay. Chris, please edit out me blowing my nose because I thought I muted it and I did it, and I apologize to everyone on YouTube. You guys are great.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back to the. Hence it was that the women at their spinning wheel sat, spinning a colorful thread for a frock or a little sock. How cute. Because you mustn't let the cat get a hold of the little children, they had to get something new to wear from the grown-ups each year. And when the lights came on Yule Eve and the cat peered in, the little children stood rosy and proud, all dressed up in their new clothes. Some had gotten an apron, and some had gotten shoes, or something that was needed. That was all it took. For all who got something new to wear stayed out of the pussycat's grip. He then gave an awful hiss, but went on his way. So he still don't like you, even if you got new stuff. Whether he still exists, I do not know, but his vein would be in vain. But his visit would be in vain if next time everybody.
Grip, and that's exactly where his mind went. Now he's on that. So
whether he still exists, I do not know, but his visit would be in vain if next time everybody got something new to wear. Now you might be thinking of helping where help is needed most. Perhaps you'll find some children that have nothing at all. Perhaps searching for those that live in the lightless world will give you a happy day and a merry, merry Yule. So, I will say there are two sides to this piece of shit cat's coin. On the one side, like, yes, he's like killing the poor people who can't afford new clothes. But on the other side, it's kind of like encouraging you to like give people stuff. Like, it's like, oh, if there's a poor family, like, help them out so the Yule Cat doesn't get them. So there's probably a metaphor in there. But that doesn't change the fact that this cat is a piece of shit.
You know, I just don't like when you're right.
Yeah.
Because that's my whole argument right there, is like, it's supposed to bring community.
Yeah.
But at the same time, humanity's dog shit.
Yeah, and like... The message could be good. It doesn't change the fact that that cat's a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, man, I don't like feeling this wrong this early into the episode. This kind of sucks.
Well, this second one's a little story. And I don't know if Kimmy wants me to read. So there is not a lot of information on the Yule Cat, and dang it if we didn't try our best. So this next one might not be the Yule Cat, but it's close enough, is what Kimmy would like everybody to know.
We got a cat and we got Christmas.
Yeah.
In an old folktale.
Yeah.
And that's the best y'all are getting.
Yeah, this is the cat Doverfell, which might be the same, probably not.
I do want to point out, pleasantly surprised I couldn't find smut about this. So, you know what? Good for you guys.
You didn't go enough pages into Google.
I went deep. I went pretty deep. I went like
enough.
12 pages deep. So I just want to give that as a shout out. I could Google image this and not feel too much anxiety.
Well, unfortunately,
and fear,
now you've put it out there, and there's gonna be at least one. I'm gonna draw it.
Can you guys like listen? If you are out there and you're listening to this, and you're like, you know what? I think I should make some like Yule Cat smut with like the Yule lads and a gangbang or whatever. Just like put me. You know how they have like the thank you letters at the beginning. I want you to be like, thanks to the chaotic redhead that hosts the folklore podcast and truly inspired me.
Yeah.
Blessed. Like, say something like that in your own words. I'll read it. I'll buy it. Send it my way. Sounds great. Anyway, that's not what our show's about. So
It is now.
It
All
is
right. Well,
not too far off.
once upon a time, there was a man up in Finnmark who had caught a great white bear, which he was going to take to the king of Denmark. Now, it so fell out that he came to the Dover Fell just about Christmas Eve, and there he turned into a cottage where a man lived, whose name was Halvor. He asked the man if he could get a house room there for his bear and himself. Well, how nice. He's going to let the bear come inside with him. Heaven never help me if what I say isn't true, said the man. But we can't give anyone house room just now, for every Christmas Eve such a pack of trolls come down upon us. That sounds like Kimmy's thing. That we are forced to flit, which I believe means closed, and haven't so much as a house over our own heads, and say nothing of lending one to anyone. Oh, said the man, if that's all, you can very well lend me your house. My bear can lie under the stove yonder, and I can sleep in the side room.
Maybe they don't like selling out the rooms to your comment, where they just don't like cleaning up after orgies anymore. So that's why he does it. He sees the guys.
These damn mountain trolls coming down every year, causing a ruckus.
It's like, I can't keep cleaning
up. On the
up
ceiling.
Sorry. Okay.
Well, he begged so hard that at last he got leave to stay there. So the people of the house flitted out, and before they went, everything was got ready for the trolls. The tables were laid, and there was a rice porridge and fish boiled in lye. Is lye not incredibly poisonous?
What is lye? I don't know.
Is that like what they used to use to like clean stuff?
It's a metal hydrotic. Oh.
Pretty sure lye is poisonous, yeah. So maybe don't boil your fish in lye. Anyway, so boiled fish and lye, sausages, and else that was good, just for any other grand feast. So, when everything was ready, down came some trolls. Some were great, and some were small. Some had long tails, some had no tails at all. Some, too, had long, long noses, and they ate and drank and tasted everything. Just then, one of the little trolls caught sight of the white bear who lay under the stove. So he took a piece of sausage and stuck it in on a fork. And he went and poked it up against the bear's nose, screaming out, "Pussy, will you have some sausage?" He thinks the bear's a cat. Then the white bear rose up and growled and hunted the whole pack of them out the door, both great and small. Next year, Halvor was out in the woods on an afternoon of Christmas Eve, cutting down some wood before the holidays, for he thought the trolls would come again. And just as he had at work, he heard a voice in the woods calling out, "Halvor, Halvor." "Well," said Halvor, "here I am. Have you got your big cat with you still?" "Yes, that I have," said Halvor. "She's lying at home under the stove, and what's more, she has now got 7 kittens, far bigger and fiercer. So I'm starting to get the vibe that it's not a bear. It is in fact a cat."
No. It's a bear. It's a great white bear, but everyone
thinks it's a cat.
But everyone thinks it's a cat.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, then we'll never come to see you again, bawled out
the troll.
Bawled out the troll away in the woods, and he kept his word. For since that time, the trolls have never eaten their Christmas bros with Halvor on the Dovrefell. So, if you're being harassed by mountain trolls, get yourself a bear.
Easy.
I
see nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Nothing could go wrong.
No, I don't have anything to say to that.
Yeah, because the dude that was like Halva was a troll.
Yeah,
so,
I see.
And the troll's like, "Oh, that was a big." That's why it said, "Pussy want a sausage," which goes back to my first point at the top of the story. Someone get on that. It was. Someone please. Please do some remixing with that.
All right. Well, it's time for a commercial break before this goes too off the rails.
That wasn't even off the rails. That was just handed to
Kimmy's
us.
making sausage jokes, pussy jokes. It's all downhill. Anyway, see y'all in a couple minutes.
Happy holidays.
Hello, YouTube. We have bottled lore stickers. You want some stickers? We got all sorts of them. Look, I have some here.
Oh, really? Oh, I forget.
Yeah,
I sent you so many.
I have Krampus Schnaps.
Oh.
I have more Krampus Schnaps.
Oh, double the Krampus.
I forget what these are. The Russian nesting dolls.
That's the Snow Maiden.
Yes. We got the Pega Lantern.
Oh, even better. Speaking of NS.
Or is this the Pega Lantern? They're both Pega Lanterns.
They're both Pega Lanterns.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I got the big boy. These aren't really the stickers, but we got all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So head on down to aloreing.com/shop and get yourself something nice, all right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Back to the show?
Yeah, back to the show. We're getting through this.
One second.
I can just go. We don't need the transition.
Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
And I said, Euler, I just met her.
I can't. So welcome back, campers. After that terrible dad joke, we hope you really enjoyed that little break. We are now going to talk about the appearance and the history of the Yule Cat. Now, this is another illustration I made way back at my first rough draft at podcasting.
Oh, this is like an OG image?
Yeah, I call them BR, before Ryan.
Okay.
So this is a before Ryan. I can't remember if this was in one of the Krampus stuff that I gave. I can't remember. If not, it will be in the shop. It's going to be somewhere. So the Yule Cat is no ordinary cat, and definitely puts the beast of Moscow to shame.
Oh.
For starters, this feline is actually a giant and is known to tower over buildings. Oh yeah, I did put it in the Krampus thing. I was like, I feel like I put it somewhere.
I just didn't realize it was a BR.
Yeah, that was a BR. That's why I like to refer to that stuff as.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a giant kitty. Actual giant kitty, not like it says it's a beast and it's like.
Yeah, no, this one's actually a beast.
Actually a
beast of Yule.
So, it's described as a fluffy cat with fur dark as night. It has large, bright, glowing eyes that glare into people's soul and can stop anyone dead in their tracks. The cat also possesses sharp claws, whiskers, and teeth that can scratch up buildings, trees, and people. So, though this creature looks like a giant, cuddly, cute kitty, be warned, it can mess you up. So past stories of the Yule Cat paint it as a vicious beast that loves to eat up children with tattered clothes. It will peek into the windows to see who has an outfit that is worn out, ripped up, or just not in season anymore. The cat will leave those alone who have new garments for the colder months. But if it sees something tattered, old, really irks the kitty, and it will kill someone. So a very, very serious passion police is a really good way to look at the cat. Over time, this vicious kitty became a lot less bloodthirsty and is said to just eat Christmas food of those without new garments. Now, one thing about the Yule Cat is it possesses many abilities that allow it to hunt down its victims very easily. So it's very quick and nimble and chases people down like cats chase mice. It will let out a guttural, loud meow as a warning of something evil about to happen, lets out a hissing noise before devouring a victim, and has a very strong tail that can easily swat away anyone that comes near it. So, just a beast. Just overall beast is the best way to explain this kitty. Now, this section was a little bit of a stretch for some stuff. So, because there wasn't a lot. So, buckle up, everybody. Because it's one of those episodes. I either find too much information or nothing at all. I
Yeah.
feel there's never been like a perfect balance.
Yeah, I
So,
mean not every folklore is gonna have pages and pages. Some for the best, which I'm
right.
gonna get to later.
Right. And like I do want to point out when I do like this history and events section, I really am just trying to find three things related to it somehow. So if you ever vote for a topic on Patreon and you want me to cover a specific event related to something, you should say it.
Yeah.
Cuz I may or may not depending on how full the moon is or how I'm feeling that day. So, before we get into why the Yule Cat was used as a scare tactic tool, y'all may be wondering why a cat of all creatures? So, in Iceland, cats are the most common animal, both wild and domestic, partially because they don't have a large predatory species. So, now you may be going, what about the other popular furry companion most of us have? Like sweet old Pablo, you know?
Yeah.
Well, dogs just aren't a thing there. And on the off chance someone does have a dog, they have to have a permit, a bid by strict residency, microchip it, vaccinate it, and make sure it's dewormed. And that is because Iceland consists of only and that isn't because Iceland consists of only cat people, but rather because of a means of preventing tapeworms. I'm so glad you wrote that down because I was not going to pronounce that word right. So, in 1924, dogs were banned because they would carry a type of tapeworm that can be passed on to humans. So, in the 1880s, a full 20% of autopsies performed in Iceland revealed people were carrying this disease, which caused blindness and several, no, not several, severe complications.
Wow.
So, even though the disease is difficult to treat, wow, I don't know. I'm really struggling with this one paragraph. I just hate tapeworms, I think is really
Yeah,
what
they're
it is.
gross.
So, even now, the disease is difficult to treat and has a mortality rate of 75%.
That's
Um,
crazy.
so like they just don't have dogs there.
Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on Pablo. I don't want to die.
Yeah, so watch for that apparently.
Yeah.
But that's why they got kitties. That's it's just the animal there.
Yeah.
And not only are cats more popular in the area, but they also play a major part of Icelandic mythology. Now this photo I love I love this series of
Freya
paintings
riding
so much.
cats.
It's yeah, it's very like Florence and the Machine energy, and I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, cats can be seen in many famous paintings and written works with the goddess Freya. So, Freya is the goddess of love and sorcery, and she would travel across the sky in a wagon pulled by two giant flying cats, which resembled the Norwegian forest cat. So, she used cats because they were nimble and quick. I don't want to go too much into it
Fair
because it could
enough.
be a great future topic, but girl left her cats. And I'm here for it. Uh, and also, this I I would probably have this picture, but it would be bunny rabbits instead because
Yeah. I was
I'm
gonna say you
definitely
should recreate this with like you and then Pablo and Luma.
yes. I could do jackalopes where
Yeah.
it's me and
Oh,
jackalope
that'd be fun. You should do that.
and it says I'm trying to think of like head out or like something like with jack shit because that would
Yeah.
be hilarious and ironic. Oh, we'll workshop it. We'll
Yeah,
figure
we'll
it
work.
out. We'll put a poll on Discord. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then cats in the area are also connected to ghosts.
Oh.
So the wasteland cat or ghoul cats were large felines that were more ferocious than the regular cats. So these are kind of like the predator ones, okay? So these monsters would bury themselves in the ground, preferably in a cemetery, at an early age in their life. They will then grow to the size of a large dog before springing out of the ground to roam the rocky terrain, attacking sheep, birds, and humans. Um,
Gosh.
the wasteland cats also have a powerful gaze that can kill a human where they stand. So
Sounds
it
like a
has.
regular cat.
Do you like cats? Are you a big cat person?
I like cats. I had a cat.
Okay, I was like, I feel like people that don't like cats are so strong about not liking cats.
Yeah, no, I had a cat for a little bit, but I'm
Sorry,
a
I took
dog
it.
guy.
Yeah, I was like, you're a dog owner,
Yeah,
and not in like the I'm a dog owner. You're just like, oh, I just like the puppy.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think cats are really cute. I'd have one if everyone I loved wasn't so allergic to it.
Same. Yeah, that's my problem exactly. Is everyone I know is allergic to cats.
Edgar, like, Edgar's so sweet with Luma, but like, there's days his allergies, I can just see it kill him
Yeah.
inside, and I'm like, I'm sorry. So now that we know why it's a cat, it's time to look into why it was used as a scare tactic. So, during the 19th century in Iceland, it was crucial to prepare for the colder months by processing enough autumn wool to produce clothing to help survive the harsh winter months. During the Middle Ages, the production of wool became vital to the Icelandic economy and survival. It seemed that every household was responsible for some type of wool related chore. It was tons of hard work, and to help motivate people to finish before Christmas, employers would reward the family with new clothes or even sheepskin shoes, which resulted in households giving the same gifts to their children as well. Now, a new warm fit is great motivation to get work done. But sometimes you gotta use a scare tactic to get all the holiday work done. And unlike a capitalistic society that believes paying barely livable wages to a majority of the population is an acceptable and effective way to meet their unrealistic holiday goals, locals in Iceland found the Yule Cat to be much more effective. Because when people aren't hungry and starving, they can work a little bit harder.
Yeah.
there there's my little capitalist rant. It's been a second. So farmers use the legend of the Yule Cat to scare their workers, especially the lazy ones, into finishing up the production of wool. The leads to Oh, whoops. Sorry, Chris. You'll have to do a lot of editing for this. I apologize. Um, this leads to the workers encouraging their children to work hard as well. Parents would use the same scare tactics on their kids, saying if they misbehave or were lazy, they would not receive warm clothes for the season and they would get gobbled up by this giant kitty.
Oh my.
It gets dark. It starts to
It's
get
so
darker.
dark. This is such a dark one.
I know. I don't know why I didn't think it was so dark. I was just like, oh, they just use it to scare kids. No big
Yeah.
deal.
Like half the other folklores do the same thing.
Yeah, German folklore. Am I right?
Yeah.
So kids who listened to their parents, worked hard, and did their chores before Christmas would be rewarded with warm clothes from their parents. And instead of being scared of the Yule Cat, these kids would stand in front of the windows, proudly showing off their new fits to it. People would even leave their old clothes outside as an offering to the Yule Cat. Now, this was a very effective way to get people to work. It was also a very scary way to approach it. Workers became scared if their bosses were stingy that they wouldn't get these gifts and would become snacks for the Yule Cat. But the Yule Cat isn't that evil. If someone has old clothes but has gifted new clothes to someone less fortunate, they won't gobble them up. So
Okay.
to this day, the Yule Cat is still a major part of Icelandic Christmas tradition and is just more kid friendly, like the Yule lads have changed. So the cat will eat a lazy person's food or gifts instead of consuming them whole.
Not
And
so
since
bad. They could have started with that.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They didn't.
They had something scary banned, so they never had the time to process why this probably wasn't the most ethical
Yeah.
thing. So they just went to the next awful thing. And since wool production is still a big part of Iceland, it's still tradition to give children something new to wear before Christmas. So the Christmas cat doesn't get them. Now, this is why I you'll see in the alignment chart where I put it where I did. Because the cat now
Now.
is
Yeah.
way more like, if you're being a decent human being, I'm gonna let you pass kind of personality.
Kind of.
Kind of. So now
It
I
doesn't.
need
So it says if you have clothes, but you gave new clothes to a less fortunate person,
yes.
it won't eat you. But it doesn't say it still won't just eat the person who doesn't have new clothes.
Well, no, it's like it's saying, Ryan, it's saying that it will, if you are willing to give something to someone but you don't have it, then you're good. Because the whole point is you're supposed to be gifted
Yeah.
this. Like, and that brings up the point. Do you have people in your life that are like, I just don't do Christmas and I don't do gifts? Do you have
Yeah,
those
but
kinds
they're
of people?
crazy.
Thank you so much. Cause like that's how I've like met a lot of people that are red flags.
Yeah.
And that's a red flag. Cause the thing is, the people that are like that, they're like, I don't really do gifts. And it's like, no, you do gifts. You just don't want to give a gift. And
Yeah.
you know people will give it to you and then you feel obligated to give it. Those
Yeah.
are the people that you're like, hey, can you like do this thing for me? And they're like, I'm not gonna do it because you told me to.
Yeah.
It's like I'm
No, I
gonna
fully like I'm fully aware. I love getting gifts, but I
right.
absolutely also love giving gifts. It's a great time.
It's just
It'll
fun.
let
And
people know you're thinking about them.
that's all it is. People
Yeah.
always act like to give gifts, it has to be this big thing. You can
Yeah.
give me a fucking apple
Yeah.
and say it reminded me of you, and I will
Aw.
cry and I will love it. Like, that's what gift giving is. It's
Yeah.
just something you think that person would like. Like,
Yeah.
anyway, I I'm glad you're a big advocate for gift giving because I love it so much. But I think that was one of the first things I asked you before we started the podcast together. I was like, Ryan, would you be okay if I sent you stuff? Because I doubt with having someone that was like, I don't want you to mail me anything ever. I was
Yeah.
like, okay. I was like, Ryan, can I send you stickers? And you were like, send me
Yeah,
100. I was like,
please.
done, easy. This makes it way more fun for me. Anyway, uh give gifts. It's okay.
Yeah.
People love what you give them.
Yeah.
And if people don't love what you give them, then they shouldn't be your people in your corner. Anyway, that's my little gift giving soapbox because that's my love language. Anyway, I need to make a sound for this, but I always want to go like da, 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 da. Do you know what time it is, Ryan?
Is it science or the church?
Boys, it's science or the church. Now,
This one's hard.
you have no idea. I haven't given you shit.
No, they're literally I have no idea. Um
So,
I'm gonna I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with the church. Cause I feel
oh,
like there's a whole like giving
yeah.
message. I don't understand how science could possibly be like, no, there is in fact a cat that eats poor people.
It's like, actually, if
Yeah.
you didn't, no. All right. Well, Ryan, time to clap for yourself because you did it. It's a Christmas miracle. So, oh,
Emotion.
That's the wrong button. There it is.
I felt like
Oh,
I
one
went on
more.
that. Okay. Really soak it up. Just really live your best life while you can. Get them right. You got it right. I'm proud of you.
Fantastic.
So
All
now
right, I'm just gonna do one more.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
You
I'm
got
sorry.
all out of you got all out of your system.
Kimmy's looking at me like I'm a freaking murderer.
No, it's fine.
I think I
Is.
got it out.
Are you sure? You good? That's what I was waiting for. So now, now that Ryan has gotten all the praise he's ever desired,
Thank you. Thank you.
the Yule Cat didn't start out as a kitty, but started out as a goat.
Oh,
Oh, so the Yule cat seems to be closely related to the Scandinavian beliefs in the Yule goat, which is believed to stretch back to pagan and even prehistoric times. So, in ancient pagan rituals, especially in Sweden, it was common to sacrifice the Yule goat, which was a kid goat sacrifice made in honor of the Norse god Njord or Saturn, the god of agriculture who ruled this particular sign. So it
Huh.
wasn't long until Christianity found its way into Iceland and
Classic.
made some changes. Classic Christians. The medieval church passed many laws forbidding the sacrificing of animals for pagan rituals, and as a result, different animals started to replace the symbolic Yule goat, having the cat be one of them.
Hmm.
The Yule goat was also believed to be a mythical creature that helped with gift giving. Saint Nick would either ride a goat or, or parade a large one around on a chain while delivering gifts to symbolize his power over the devil. But due to the symbolism of the goats with the devil being too close to home, the church wasn't a big fan of it and saw the cat as a less evil way to get the idea across.
Hmm.
But another factor that might have been that while the Viking settlers had goats, the goat population was never large and had largely disappeared by the 19th century when the popular myths and traditions were being collected by ethographers. Anyway, pretty much it was just the church just used it because they don't like goats. They're just not big on the goat train because devil
That
symbolism,
is the
which is
study of individual peoples and cultures.
oh, look at Ryan being all prepared today because I'm not. But anyway, yeah, so that was my real stretch to make the Yule Cats a full episode.
And damn it, you did it.
Damn it, I did it.
I don't have any modern takes this week because they just don't really exist for the Yule
Mhm.
Cat. The only thing I have is this sounds a little bit like a capitalist conspiracy theory to get people to spend more money on wool. Um that's literally all I got.
Yeah, no, that's fine. There's like I couldn't find like any movies, and the one I found, I couldn't find any way to watch it,
Yeah.
which wasn't helpful. And there's some weird Christmas games out there that have the Yule ads in it and the Yule Cat, and that goes back to my point at the top of the episode. So just be
So
careful.
there's no smut novels, there's only smut games.
I don't know,
For
but some
you.
of them looked weird. You know, like the weird, like gross, like Christmas games they make. I don't
Yes.
like them. I've never been about it, and I'm like, why would you do
Fair enough.
this? But that's just me. Everyone has the stuff they like. Some people don't like Christmas, and that's probably
Yeah.
like the best thing for them, which I respect that. Yeah, there's really not a lot. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I'm looking forward to getting to the announcements if we just want to get to it because I have to have a serious conversation with you
Yeah,
during the announcements.
yeah. Let's get to the announcements. My only modern take comment is if someone does write smut with the Yule Cat, just
Yeah. Yeah,
I
the
mean,
will I will go back and add a modern take section of me reading your smut if you make a Yule cat smut.
do
And that's a dare.
it.
I want that to
Bet.
happen. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, okay. Is it fighting? It's announcement time. Time for the law report. Da-da-da-da. Um, yeah. I know where this is going.
so
Should have put
what's
liquor in
what's
here.
this I'm holding in my hand here, Kimmy?
A gift from a very loving friend that cares so much about you.
So Kimmy, so the 12 days of Christmas has now concluded at the time of this episode
Oh, these are
coming.
Krampus.
Yeah, sorry, not Christmas. I still have a couple more things to open. But by the time this episode comes out, we're going to be all done. But so day 1, I am like this is going to be so much fun. There's going to be a bunch of stickers. I open it. The first thing is the Tim Allen Christmas Santa Claus collection. Though I do have some great news. The TV show that came out, Tim Allen the Santa Claus, people hate it. And I
Really?
feel I've seen a lot of hate on Twitter for the Santa Claus in general, and I'm starting to feel justified. Um, but no, the 12 days has been fun. Outside of that, everything was very fun. I got a whole bunch of. This one has been my favorite so far. Was this little camera?
Okay, the camera was
Then
good.
inside was a bunch of blurry photos of cryptids. Because this
I
is probably about the same quality camera they were taken on. Just paper.
I had so much fun making all of them. You know, it's funny because I feel finding the images to make that foldable Santa Claus
Yeah.
case took me the longest.
Really?
Because, yeah, because I wanted it to be consistent. Because I wanted to really, I wanted you to open it. I wanted you to see one and sigh inside, and then open it and see
And then
two
it
and
kept
three.
going. I genuinely thought these were actually the DVDs for a second. When I opened it, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I loved watching these videos because the way I didn't see Ryan open it till he sent me the video of him opening it too. So it was just as much of a delightful surprise to me as it was to you. I freaking love it. No, and I had fun doing all of them. We had a lot of people give feedback on like our Discord and stuff that like messaged me of ideas and stuff. So thank you guys all
Was
for
it
doing
your
that.
idea for the Tim Allen Santa Claus, or was that someone else's idea?
My sister-in-law is such a blessing, and she helped me figure that one out.
I'd like to have
she
some
was
words
like,
with your sister-in-law.
she was like, I love her so much. I was like, so I'm doing this 12 days of Krampus thing, and I was just going to put a bunch of cute things like the Krampus gift tags and like the mini coloring books and stuff. And she was like, she messaged me, you should start fights. And I was like, oh, and she's like,
Oh,
yeah. And she brought up like things that we've talked about where she's like, I think it's really funny. You should talk about this. So that's why there's like the lawful good coloring pages you don't
yeah.
agree
Oh,
with.
those were funny.
I'm trying to think what else. At this point, all of them are open.
Yeah.
Um, I really want you to take a minute to look at the campground foldable map one at
Drop the tag. Okay.
the Beast of Buskow snake ad because
Oh, the original cure-all.
yes.
It says, "Many know how the famous Beast of Bosco lurks in the swamps near the Aloreing campground. But did you know that the swamp water holds magical properties? The Oscar Swamp water has the original cure-all. Get yours today."
I thought you would appreciate that one. And I also want
You
to
want
address
people to
the
think you're bigger than you are? Yeah, Beast of Bosco
the
cure-all.
original Viagra right there, baby. Um, and if you open it, there's a drink menu. I
So
want you to
it
read
says scale 6 inches. And it says image of bottle is built to the same scale of the Beast of Bosco.
I was like, I have to have him read it on the air because
The map is
I'm gonna
fun.
try to do that. And then open it up and you'll see a menu on the inside of
Yes, the
different
drink
drinks.
menu. We have campground drink menu is the Jackalope Forbidden Milk, Jackalope Whiskey, Krampus Schnapps, which just sounds so damn good, and the Leshy Bucket of Vodka. I know what I'm
Yeah.
getting.
I love all of them so much. So that one I think was one of the most creative I got. I made a whole map. Now we have a map
You
postcard, by
forgot
the
to
way.
mention the events.
Oh,
We have Photography Basics 101, hosted by Ryan. Understanding Red Flags, hosted by Kimmy. Cryptids and Capitalism, hosted by Kimmy. Seasonally, we have the Annual Santa Claus Movie Watch, hosted by Ryan, where we just scream at the top of our lungs the entire time.
Just a lot of screaming.
Yeah.
No, that was so fun. So I had a lot of fun. I may make like a little one of that on our website or something because it brings me so much joy. But anyway, all of the videos for that will be on our TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And then there's the giveaway. I think when this episode comes out,
This comes out
uh,
next Wednesday, right?
yeah, so the giveaway will still be open.
It'll be in 3 days.
Yeah, so and then our live stream will be like in 3 days from
Yeah.
when this episode is first released. So check out our social media channels to come and hang out and win some prizes and be part of all the merriness. Merry merriness.
You're gonna
That's
want some of this stuff. The
yeah.
freaking I don't know if this is part of the prize, but the 2 From Krampus tags are so fun.
Yes, that's one of the
Oh.
all. So every
That's
gift
worth it
Ryan
alone.
opens is a prize you can win. So I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Maybe the first person I draw gets to pick, and if
Yeah,
they don't pick in so
that's
many
fair.
hours, then the next person gets to pick. So there's going to be tons of ways to win. So you guys can win one of these prizes, which is just like a fun thing, and I'll snail mail it to you with a cute little holiday postcard. It's great. It's super great. Anyway, I'm so glad you had a lot of fun with it. I had so much fun making all of them.
that was very enjoyable.
Yay! Yay! And that's my whole gift giving spiel. I love giving gifts to people. Anyway, okay, on to the next thing.
Speaking of gifts.
Speaking of gifts, check out the merch shop if you haven't. Just do it. You'll be supporting the show. I hate that sound so much every time. You'll be supporting the show. Getting some custom designs made by yours truly, which is me. I've designed everything in that shop with my blood, sweat, and tears. So, totes support it. Mostly tears. Mostly tears of laughter.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, because the ideas Ryan sends me at midnight is hysterical and beautiful all at the same time. So anyway, go check it out.
Yeah, and then speaking of getting stuff to support our show, if everyone could, real quick, just pause the episode. Well, don't pause it yet. Wait till I finish reading, and then pause the episode. So if you're on Apple, please give us 5 stars and review the show. And I believe, so tell us what you like about the show, why you like the show, your favorite episode, your favorite moment, or just let us know if you're Team Folklore or Team Cryptid, whatever you want to do. If you put, like, how do we know they listen to this episode?
I don't know. If you guys want a sticker with it...
Hashtag Scream at Santa.
If you listen to this episode, put hashtag Scream at Santa. If you want a sticker with it, I don't know, put like some campground emojis in it. I don't know, like a pine tree.
So that we know you're listening.
Yeah, and then just like email me a screenshot of your review or DM me on Instagram a screenshot of your review. And I'll mail you a sticker. I have so many. I love giving stickers.
Yeah.
Want a sticker? Write a 5-star review. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I got you, boo.
But so if you don't have Apple, fear not. Spotify also lets you leave reviews. Now you have to listen to the episode first. But if you're listening to this, you've already listened to the episode. Getting higher reviews on both platforms help us appeal to the algorithm gods. Praise be to them. Which means we get more campers to hang out around our campfire and listen to our episodes, which means we get to keep doing this for even longer.
Yes.
So that my Mothman tattoo is not in vain.
If anything, just go give us 5 stars because Ryan got a Mothman podcast tattoo. And we're committed to this.
We're in it now.
We're committed to you guys. Yeah. Commit to us too.
All right, let's jump over to the Aloreing alignment chart. Okay. All right. Well, I'm not going to judge you too harshly because you at least put it in the right, like, section.
Yes.
You did say chaotic evil.
Yes.
Just not that evil.
Yes. Which is fair.
I put it more neutral.
which is fair with the notes I take, so I can justify it.
Yeah.
With the whole, it won't just kill you because you're poor. The point of the cat is to bring together community. The
Yeah.
problem, what makes the cat evil, is humans are just terrible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I based mine entirely on the poem, since the story may
Okay.
or may not have actually been a Yule Cat story. And the poem just says the cat's an asshole. Even
Yeah,
if it doesn't kill you, it still just eats your dinner and then
yeah.
hisses at you and runs away, which is kind of just a cat, to be honest. But
And that's the thing too. This is just a cat. So
yeah,
where does the cat go on an alignment chart in
I'd say
general? And
about where I put it. I
no,
still
where
love
I
them, but
put
I'd
it.
say they're about where I put it.
I feel where I put it.
Cats would be further down chaotic.
No,
Yep.
cats.
Can you ever just watch the cat just knock something off a shelf just because they can? Cats are chaotic as hell.
I don't know. I have a pet rabbit, and I'm going to be one of those people for a sec. I feel like a rabbit's kind of like a mix of a dog and a cat,
Yeah.
where she just looks at me like, I'm going to fuck this up. Like, she
Yeah.
gives me this look, like, test me,
Yeah,
mother.
and that's chaotic. And chaotic's not necessarily a bad thing. That just
You're
means
right.
they just are off the rails. They're just doing their own thing, and that's a cat.
You're true. Well, where would you put a dog? Like,
Um,
lawful good? Are we doing, like,
Depending
paladin
on the
warlock
dog.
energy?
Pablo, chaotic good, but
Okay.
like a very well trained, like working dog, lawful good. Dogs are
Well,
just good.
well, here's the thing. They're just, I feel like dogs are just lawful,
Yeah.
and I feel they're both neutral. Dogs are lawful and cats are chaotic because the dog's going to do what its owner wants,
Yeah, most
right? But
dogs
a
don't
cat,
have enough brain cells to be on an alignment chart. They're just vibing.
my mom's dogs have entered the chat.
Yeah. I love Pablo with all my heart, but there is not a lot of thought behind those eyes most of the time.
I that is my favorite thing is when I look at an animal and there's nothing there,
Yeah.
just love.
Yeah. Cats know what they're doing.
Cats, they've
Yeah.
seen shit.
They look you in
They
the eye as they're knocking the $3,000 vase off the table, and they know that vase was $3,000.
and I'm putting rabbits like in the middle of
Yeah.
all that because Luma will look at me like I'm gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
and then she just like, but then 20 minutes she comes back, she's like, I love you, right?
Yeah. The
So,
only benefit you have with a bunny is they're not as nimble as cats.
Luma. So Luma has learned. Here, I love my rabbit, but she's too damn smart, and it's because I've trained her. And this was my first mistake. She has learned how to open her locked cage.
Oh wow.
And if she can't get it open, she climbs out of it and then comes to the bedroom to get me for breakfast. So she
She's
is,
hungry.
and the best part is if I leave the door open for her cage, she'll stay there all day. She's free roam bunny. She has this whole
Yeah.
house and she just chills
It's
there.
just when she's locked up, she's like, mm-mm.
The moment I close it, she's like, I'm a prison break this bitch.
Yeah.
And
Not meant to be in here, mother.
pretty much she's like, mother, I crave violence. Like that is Luma to a T. And then I give her a treat. She's
Yeah.
like, another day you have passed for today.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, we're about at our time.
Yeah.
So we're in mostly agreement.
Yeah, I feel like if you move to the right a little, I'll move to the left, and we'll line up there.
All
It's
right.
nice. Okay, takeaways. Write some Yule smut is my
Yes.
takeaway.
And make sure you're always buying new clothes, I guess.
Give in to capitalism.
Yeah. So or the Yule Cat will get you. All right.
Give in to capitalism, or the Yule Cat will get you.
Yeah.
And write some
And
Yule
write
smut this
some
holiday
goddamn
season.
Yule smut.
All right. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. This has been Aloreing.
Just have the most alluring day ever. Will this be the last episode before Christmas?
Ooh,
Is
man, right at closing. I
it
don't
is
have a
okay. Well,
calendar.
because this one comes out next week. So have a very Merry Christmas. We'll see you before the New Year's, but we won't see you before next Christmas. So stay safe out there. If you don't celebrate Christmas, just have a good weekend that
Good.
weekend. You know, just go
Have a
have
treat
fun.
yourself
Yeah, go
to
treat
like a little
yourself.
break.
Yeah. Alrighty. Have an Aloreing day. Catch you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Yet somehow this is going to be one of the longest ones we've had in a while. An hour, 10 minutes. Oh, I love it.